On his first day at work, the caregiver poured hot water on his employer's leg, just to see if he truly had no feeling. When feeding the boss, he got distracted by the pretty secretary passing by and ended up poking a spoonful of food right onto the boss's face. When the boss's phone rang, he handed it to him directly, completely forgetting his boss was a quadriplegic. He never treated his boss like a disabled person, but strangely enough, the boss didn't fire him. Instead, he paid him several times more than others. His friends couldn't understand why he'd hire a troublemaker, saying Omar grew up in the slums and lacked compassion. But it was precisely Omar's casual attitude that made Philippe feel extremely relaxed. Given Philippe's fame and status, people around him always showed him great respect, especially after he became paralyzed. They treated him like a precious item that needed careful handling. However, Omar never saw him as disabled, which made Philippe feel truly at ease. But for Omar, who had no caregiving experience, the job was full of accidents and challenges. The first time he washed Philippe's hair, he used foot washing water on his head and shampoo on his feet. One night, the breathing machine let out a strange alarm. Omar planned to ignore it at first, but he rushed into the room anyway, finding Philippe sweating heavily. It was a side effect of his medication. Whenever this happened, Philippe usually endured it alone. Omar quietly stayed by his side, wiping the sweat from his forehead until the discomfort eased. To lift Philippe's spirits, he took him out to roam the Paris streets at 4 in the morning. With Omar beside him, Philippe felt a relaxation he hadn't felt in years. They talked for hours. In those moments, they were no longer employer and employee, they were friends. He refused to drive the caregiving van, instead carried Philippe into a luxury car. The two enjoyed the roar of the engine together. He even took Philippe snowball fighting. Even though Philippe was the one getting hit most of the time, he was still very happy. Under Omar's subtle influence, Philippe gradually overcame the inferiority complex from his paralysis and began to slowly enjoy life. Before long, Philippe's birthday arrived. Friends and relatives prepared a grand birthday party for him, listening to the beautiful classical music. Philippe was enjoying himself, but Omar said it sounded like the BGM from Tom and Jerry. Philippe burst out laughing. Omar played his favorite pop music and danced to the rhythm. Omar's cheerful vibe was contagious. Everyone was swept up in the mood, watching his friends dance happily. Philippe smiled. This was undoubtedly his most unforgettable birthday. True care is never pity, but loving and connecting with someone in the way they need most.